One of those people watching and wondering what the future will be is Goldy Hyder, the president and CEO of the Business Council of Canada. Goldy is with me now and can heard that discussion. Goldy, we learned today that Canada's trade deficit widened in September, a second highest level on record. That's perhaps not surprising. The GDP has been shrinking at the same time, and unemployment at 7%. This is a weak economy, or a weakish economy, that cannot withstand a US president deciding to go against it.
Well, we're not unique in that regard, are we? When you're dealing with the G1, obviously they have the upper hand. As the president likes to say, he has the cards. What we need to do, and I think what Prime Minister Carney is doing by being in Washington, is first of all, invest in the personal relationship. In America, there's an audience of one. You need to be there. You're better in the room with the president than you are out of the room with the president. Secondly, it's an opportunity to reiterate that, yes, president's not wrong. We do compete. We compete for capital, we compete for talent, and we compete around the world for our standing and our brands and so forth. But we also need to collaborate. And your viewers know that they live in a continent. And in North America, having the USMCA with Canada, USA, and Mexico has been good. It has helped North America compete. And this is not just a trade agreement. And let me remind you, trade agreements come for businesses to do business. So I really believe that the Mexican business community, the American business community need to speak out more with our Canadian business community on the importance of this.
Right, but the USMCA ain't going to survive, and it doesn't seem likely that the US president wants to give Mark Carney a bilateral decent trade agreement at the moment. So when Carney talks about building new markets, is that to some extent the way forward? New markets elsewhere?
Well, I respectfully disagree with the premise of the question. The USMCA is not dead. The American administration has launched a process to do a consultation on it. This is standard sort of posturing, if you will, on the part of the Americans to say, do I really need to deal with Canada and Mexico? Maybe I can do one here and one there. It's a way to extract more. It's a part of the transactional negotiation nature. I fully believe that until it's actually, if it ever came to completely demise, then you'll get me to say that. But until then, hope lives that the USMCA can be reviewed and renewed. The processes are underway there. For Canada, it still is a calling, though, that says we better diversify. That we cannot rely on a single customer. It's not good business for anybody to do that. And in many ways, we thank the president for waking us up, because we're going to be able to sell our goods around the world for full price, which means the American economy will also have to pay full price for our products, and many of which they've enjoyed at a discount for the last number of years.
So we've seen, I mean, this has got overtures of Brexit in a sense, having to find new markets and the ability to do so. The Canadian people will only give Mark Carney a certain amount of rope, if you will, because the economy is weakened. Can you build those new markets? They will never fully be able to replace the size and scale of the US. But what progress is being made building new markets?
Yeah, that's a great question. But let's be clear here. You're right in saying that there is no divorcing the United States of America. We frankly won the geographic lottery, and we're fully aware that there's not a country in the world that wouldn't change places with Canada. So we've got to play to our strengths of having that. At the same time, we do need to diversify. And in many ways, Canada's own policies have been in their own way in terms of building the infrastructure, attracting the capital, and to really diversify. The good news is we have a platform of trade agreements, 15 trade agreements with 51 countries. I'm leaving for Asia with the Prime Minister on a mission to Malaysia, to Japan potentially, and Korea, to help attract capital and help build that infrastructure. But you're not wrong. It's a longer runway to do that. So any policy will be America plus. That's the strategy that Canada needs to deploy.
Goldy, I'm grateful for you. Thank you very much, sir. Busy days all round. Thank you, sir.